Oh, it seems like I am live. What's up, guys? Okay, my name is Koku, aka Koku Puff. You may know me from several different things. I'm just trying to get all this stuff together, get the kinks worked out. So just give me 1 second while I'm working out how this is going to work, because I'm not really sure if I know where this link is going. Okay, well, no, that's live. What the heck is this? That's not the link for this. Give me a second. All right, so let me update this title. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. Give me a second. Okay, hold on. Edit video. All right. There we go. All right. So sorry, this isn't a smooth beginning for this. Nobody's here yet anyway. All right, cool. That's it. I don't know, why does YouTube put you through these things? Okay, so I think we're good now. I think I'm actually good now. Okay. So anyways, so I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to the news cycle lately. And if you have been paying attention to the news cycle, this is a real quick live. You know, first of all, let me just shout out because I'm wearing a hoodie on the Come Up came out today on Paramount Plus. It's about a chick battle rapper who, you know, it's a coming of age film, and it just shows that, you know, perseverance wins above all things. And there's a very pivotal moment that happens in multiple cases. And I believe that you guys should definitely watch that film. So that's why I'm wearing this hoodie, courtesy of Paramount Plus. So just make sure that you watch that and let me know. And I did interview all of the cast. So there's that. But anyway, I want to talk about this Ime Udoka thing, right? First of all, this is some powerful textbook Niger nonsense, okay? Niger man nonsense. And I'm just looking like, what have we here, guys? Let me just drink some of my water. So anyways, let's get to the basics. Let's just get to the facts about the situation, right? Like what we think we know, and then what we don't know, and we could talk about everything else, you know, in between. The main problem I have with this is that some people are painting Ime Udoka as like some kind of a victim here. And I do understand that, like, maybe it feels like very amplified based on, like, you know, like, okay, well, people do crazy things at their jobs all the time. Why are we coming at Ime? And I know like Sasa came at it like on some like, yo, they coming for a black man. But, and I say this with the ultimate levels of respect. I super respect Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes is like one of my favorite journalists, right? Matt Barnes is always going to come with the facts. He's always going to be level-headed. And he just comes off like a decent dude. Like he always is like, yo, like, so at first Matt Barnes was like, okay, he had one perspective. Then he decided to like, yo, once I found out what I heard, sources said, and I got the text message on the real tea on this situation, I can't defend anything about this dude or this situation. So I'm gonna play because look, guys, it got fancy up in here. I'm gonna play the Matt Barnes audio and video, and I want people to just, I mean, we're gonna get into like really like what all this is about, because I like to be fair and I like to be non-biased. I, like Matt Barnes, just like to present things just wholly and fully. So here goes the Matt Barnes.
They won't come out and say it, and since I'm a part of the media now, and I try not to be like everyone else, I try to, you know, report and talk with facts and honesty. And I clearly have to say, last night, without knowing all the facts, I spoke on Ime Udoka's defense. And after finding out the facts after I spoke, I erased what I posted, because this situation in Boston is deep, it's messy, it's 100 times uglier than any of us thought. And that's why I erased what I said. Some things happened that I can't condone, I can't back, and it's not my place to tell you what happened. If it ends up coming out, it ends up coming out. But that was the reason why I erased in my post last night, because after I posted it, I got a call from someone who had all the details, and this shit is deep. So, man, praying for everybody involved. You know, hope everyone gets through this. And I saw a lot of blogs picked up what I said, even though it was only on my page for like 2 minutes. So hopefully they pick this up too, for me being wrong and jumping out there without the facts. So that's where I'm gonna leave it. God bless, and I hope everyone.
All right, so here's where I'm coming with this. I super respect Matt Barnes, and I feel like in terms of media, and I also feel like Matt Barnes, he's kind of one of those people that, having been a player, when he talks about things revolving around the NBA, it's not like a sass where it's like, you ain't never been here before, you don't know what it's like. He always comes from a place of just like having that perspective, but also just being level-headed. He's not a troll, right? So I love Matt Barnes and I love Jalen Rose for those kinds of same reasons. Like, you really feel like what they say has impact, and what they say, they're not just coming to troll you. So when he said that and said, listen, once I found out what the situation really was, I was like, damn, if Matt Barnes is like, oh, hell no, hell no. I knew it's way worse, guys, way worse. What's up, Lovely Lotus? Sounds very cryptic. Yeah, it's just some stuff going on right here. But anyway, once Matt Barnes was like, I take that back, because again, Matt Barnes is like I said, I view him as a decent person. So he took accountability in it all, right? So once he said that, I was like, yo, this is deep. Sorry for using that word. I don't know if it's gonna dox anything, or not dox, delete anything. But so then we go there, right? So just to kind of give everybody like a little bit of an overview of what's happening here. Ime Udoka, okay, Boston Celtics coach, incredibly amazing accomplishment that he was able to make that in today's day, right? Like, this is like one of those, like, you know, first of alls and first of few kind of things. He was caught being what they call like inappropriate, having sexual relationships with somebody or somebodies within the Celtic organization. And a lot of people were initially painting Ime as like some kind of a victim, or just like, yo, y'all ain't never, like, come on now, like, all he did was smash somebody, it was consensual. No, guys, the point I've continued to make is, even if this was one of us at one of our mall jobs, right? And like, say I'm working at McDonald's, I'm dumping fries, but I'm shift supervisor, and I decide to bang the guy that I freaking hired, okay? That I hired, that's a cashier, and that's what he does. That dynamic, this is not a woman-man thing. This is not that. This is about being inappropriate at work. Once HR gets wind of those kinds of things, it's curtains for the situation. That's what happens in HR. HR cannot have that. Like, what's going on? And in this particular case, whatever we think that we know, Ime was having sex or sexual relations or entanglements, whatever the heck you guys want to roll with someone within that organization, and it was a very inappropriate dynamic. That is why he's been suspended for the season, right? So everybody got a take. Everybody has something to say. I think the most important thing we should talk about is let's get into what Wick and Brad said, because they are part of the organization. And Brad Stevens is super freaking pissed off. Wick as well. What I do love about their statements is that they were championing the women in the organization, because y'all motherfuckers on Twitter, like, what y'all don't understand is that while there are people that were involved in this situation, there are people that weren't. And you know what you guys do? You go find out and dox everybody that's involved with the Celtics. And now there are women who are just living their lives comfortably that are now being involved. Their names, their pictures are getting pulled. People are getting judged. How you gonna cheat on me along with this person? Why you gonna cheat? That person wasn't even involved. It's like, damn, like, all I was doing was my job. Wow, they was banging in the back. Listen, let me tell you something. I worked at a call center, and it's some salacious, nasty, nasty business that goes on at jobs, y'all. We all know that. We've all worked places where we know people were inappropriate. But again, once HR gets involved, it's not gonna be what it was. HR is in place to make sure that the company can't get sued, that things don't get so inappropriate, that things get like muddied and crazy and wild, because y'all want to sit here and be on some mode like, let me go ahead and do something inappropriate outside of whatever's going on, and you got to involve your personal with the workplace. I never really like understood messing with people at work because of things like this. Like, I always foresee like the damage in it. So that's why I mean, whatever, Ime. But Ime is a Niger man, okay? That's a Niger boy. So I already saw this for what it was. All right, saw it for what it was. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna play this press conference, okay? With Wick and Brad Stevens, and I want you guys to just get this. I want people to understand the totality of the situation. Hold on one second. Let me go ahead and play this really quick about the situation. And obviously, this is something that's new to us, but it's not new to them. And they've just been trying to figure out like how to unpack this and how to deal with it. And guys, like again, for the people that are trying to paint Ime as like some kind of a victim or like, oh my God, like they wouldn't do this if it was so and so, and like, why are we talking about Brett Favre? Let's just first of all, we're talking about it, okay? I hate when we fucking say why aren't we talking about when we're talking about. That's not what this is. So, but again, this man is not a victim, okay? This is the same shit if it happened to your fucking job, okay? When I was 16 years old, I worked at Auntie Anne's. If I was at Auntie Anne's banging my boss, that man would be fired. That's how it works. HR departments are in place to stop this kind of dynamic from happening. Nobody's saying, and again, it's not that grown people can't do grown things. Obviously, y'all gonna do what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I've worked many, many jobs, and I've worked in retail even for many, many years of my life. It's actually one of my favorite things, has always had been, and to date, I would work at retail. Like I would totally work retail. But there's always a thing where people just decide that they want to like each other and love each other, And I told you guys, I worked at a call center. That's even worse. The call center that I worked at, this particular call center had a system in place where anybody could reserve a conference room, right? So you know where I'm going with this. Since anybody could I'm getting a call. Let me call you back. Since anybody could reserve a conference room, people were like, well, shit, why am I taking this person to the motel when I could just take this person, put the blinds down to the conference room, and we're gonna get busy. That's what we're talking. Like I'm telling you, people will find new and inventive ways to be on their fuckery. There's nothing to defend about email. Like if you're not doing bad things, you ain't got to worry about bad consequences. So I don't understand the defense of that. Exactly. In the context for most jobs, you cannot have relationships with your coworkers and peers, right? Lovely Lotus. You cannot go to work and have, but it's not even really just that. Like, I mean, we're talking about like again, like I said, I'm trying to bring this more to a relatable level. So like when we're talking about the kinds of jobs that might be the type of dynamic, which is just like, okay, we're working at the mall and I am the store manager at Foot Locker, and you are someone that I hired as someone that is working in a capacity where you're like a salesperson. I'm your boss. So, and likely there probably is even like an age difference, an age gap that's like a little bit like concerning as well too. So like, why would I be your boss? Maybe I have like 10 years on you and manipulate you. Like those things they're manipulative, like, dynamics. So it's just inappropriate. And that would happen to any of us. This is not because anybody's so-called hating on Ime. He operated inappropriately. And then we talk about the thing where it's like, well, how can he cheat on Nia Long? Like, what's going on? The thing I have to say about that is like, listen, people cheat every fucking day, bro. They cheat every day. They cheat on everybody, anybody. Some people just cheat. I think a lot of times, like we look at cheating as something that like, like, oh my God, I can't believe so-and-so's cheating on so-and-so. Well, it's kind of like, well, why not? Cheating is, to me, and I could be wrong, people, listen, call me out. I feel like cheating is a crime of opportunity. Like people just do it because they can. They're not cheating because, my God, I'm getting away with something. It's just because like, oh, well, what you doing tonight? Nah, cool. Just argue with, all right, cool. Let me just get it. People don't cheat. There's not a lot of thought to it, I don't think. Not a lot of thought to it. And then I continue my point. Ime is a Niger man. Okay, what's in the happen now? That man it's in his veins. Stuff is going to happen over there, right? Let me tell you something. Niger men, they're here for a good time, not a long time. I mean, I think they're the world's most attractive people. Ime is a little too, I'm not discriminating, but I'm just saying, I'm not so much into guys that are like that light. But when I think about all the guys I think are attractive, the Niger men, Nice, good-looking chocolate men. Yeah, they're good-looking guys. They all got swag. They're the swag on the continent. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you guys this as an East African. Okay. Lovely Lotus says this goes back to when Eric Benet cheated on Halle Berry. Everyone was so shocked. Nia Long is a cultural icon, but these people are human and they go through life just the same. So one of the memes that I really don't like is when it's always like, for every bad bitch that you see, I'm gonna show you a nigga that's tired of her. I don't really like that meme because I feel like it doesn't stop things from happening. Like again, when you see, like, even if you're talking about like a Halle Berry or Nia Long, right? If you're to put people side by side and be like, okay, well, what's the next girl look like? They might not necessarily be up to par in terms of like what you would assume is like aesthetically like bad, baddie, whatever the heck. I don't use language like people being unattractive, ugly, whatever. We are all a paycheck away from being a baddie or something like that, right? An injection, paychecks, whatever. So I don't use that kind of language, but it's like, people cheat because they can. I'm telling you, it don't be as thought out and interesting as you guys and drama filled as you guys want to make it be. Platon said it's Pan-African, it's Pan-African beefs. But before that, he said, how will this affect his 4 other jobs or ventures? Well, first of all, he's an African man, so he got like 12 jobs. It's not gonna affect anything. He's African. We Africans, we alias everything, so he'll be fine. He'll eat. He'll be fine. Or he'll just be taken on by another org. I know the Knicks are just like super interested in him. But I'm just saying, like, y'all gotta like stop thinking with your freaking genitals, dude. You cannot bang everybody. Like, that's why it'd be so funny and crazy to me because I'm just like, yo, people get so mad at me. Cause like, wait a minute, Drew said he's still on Fiverr. Are you on Fiverr for what? Like, are you using Fiverr as a tool for dates? What's happening here? or are you saying Fiverr as a person that has multiple jobs? Okay. But it's just like, yo, everybody is not up for grabs. Like, we cannot continue to just lust after people that we just outwardly find attractive all the time. Like, I always find that to be such a simple, like, it's such a simple expression of emotion or feeling. Like, we could all bang anybody, like, but why? Does that person even deserve you? And this is not a moralistic stance. It's just more like, why am I wasting my time doing this thing with you? Who are you? Who am I? So it's not moralistic. Don't get me wrong here, guys. But it's not a Pan-African beef. The thing is, Platon, to your main point, it's not a Pan-African beef. Not your guys know what they be doing. They be out here like devastating and let me tell you something. Naija men, in my opinion, and I can say this because I'm African, okay? And for those that don't know, my parents are Tanzanian. My mother is a Tutsi who's originally from Rwanda. So I got a little bit of the mix, so-called, but ethnic mix, not black folks mix. So like, that was a whole nother conversation that we had on Twitter the other day. Somebody asked me if I was mixed. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was actually like at a bar, and that's the first thing that guy said to me because I was in the country. Anyway, so yeah, it's not beef. It just is what it is. Naija boys gonna tell you the same thing. They really be out here menacing, and a lot of those dudes, it's like to relate it to on a United States standpoint. It's like, imagine that your friend is like a long haul trucker, right? And this man does routes from like Virginia to California. What that mean? That man probably got 5 or 6 families. None the wiser. Nobody said that he had 30 kids. That's what we talking about. Ime, he got that dog in him. Where's that mean? Got that dog in him. The heart is the dog. So I already knew what it was. I know what type of time he was on. Gonna go ahead and play this clip again. Let me play the Matt Barnes clip again, just so people are kind of aware. Because Matt Barnes, again, like I said, Matt Barnes, level-headed dude. If Matt Barnes is like, this is looking a little wonky to me, you have to pay attention because Matt Barnes don't come from no bad place. He's not a bad guy. Okay? Now, it depends on who you might ask, because Matt Barnes will fight you. But Matt Barnes is the most solid light-skinned dude that I've never known. But I super fuck with Matt Barnes. I'm about to play this clip again. Watch this.
They won't come out and say it. And since I'm a part of the media now, and I try not to be like everyone else, I try to, report and talk with facts and honesty. And I clearly have to say last night, without knowing all the facts, I spoke on Ime Udoka's defense. And after finding out the facts after I spoke, I erased what I posted because this situation in Boston is deep. It's messy. It's 100 times uglier than any of us thought. And that's why I erased what I said. Some things happened that I can't condone, I can't back. And it's not my place to tell you what happened. If it ends up coming out, it ends up coming out. But that was the reason why I erased in my post last night, because after I posted it, I got a call from someone who had all the details, and the shit is deep. So, man, praying for everybody involved. Hope everyone gets through this. And I saw a lot of blogs picked up what I said, even though it was only on my page for like 2 minutes. So hopefully they pick this up too, for me being wrong and jumping out there without the facts. So that's where I'm gonna leave it. God bless, and I hope everyone.
Like I said, I super fuck with Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes reminds me of a person I would actually be friends with in real life. He seems like one of the most normal people to ever come out of an environment where everything you do gets celebrated in a way that like all of your connections are fucking toxic because they want a dick ride. So see, I don't like that. What does that mean? I know, Drew. I'm just saying. Drew, I'm reacting. I tried to be fancy with the background. To hell with the background. These are my reactions. Now, all right. So we're gonna get to Stephen A. All right. We're gonna get to Stephen A. Because at first Stephen A. was like, "Oh, they attacking a black man." Nah, this black man was doing dirty work. Let's just call out dirty work. It's your fucking job. If come on now. If I fucking work at Five Guys today, over salted nose fries, Five Guys is fucking overrated. So first of all, let's make that point. Five Guys is overrated. But if I work at Five Guys today, and I'm banging my boss, and he banging another girl and banging another, and like he just taking on a community, or hiring me to bang me, that's inappropriate. Y'all crazy out here, man. I might have to pour some wine up in this because I feel like I'm feeling it. Plato said Ime was going to buy the Washington Wizards. Ime was going to buy NBC, and he dragged me into this bullshit. But let's go ahead and get this sass take real quick. I want to talk about this because at first I was like, "Oh, they dragging a black man." No. Sometimes y'all, it don't be the dragging a black man. Y'all be doing some real dirty dick shit. Call it like it is. I know what I'm talking about. Stop dipping your dick in everything that's around your environment. And this is not even about Nia Long at this point. She didn't do anything wrong. All she's trying to do is to live her life. Lovely Lotus says, now I'm thinking they may have an open marriage, but with terms. I don't know, just guessing. From what Matt says, it's really bad. Now I want to know. But that's been my thing, because now people started getting messy and spicy. They're like, "Oh, well, what about Savannah and LeBron? What about Savannah? What about them? We don't know. You think LeBron want to fuck you? You think Savannah want to fuck you, bitch? What about it?" And even if, like, listen, traditional relationships in the terms of like how we think about them, everybody's not on some monogamous, like, "Yo, hey, I'm married to so-and-so. I'm married to so-and-so. This is what it is. And we'll forever want to not." It's not like that for everybody, guys. We have to just stop with that shit. We are assigning our own morality or our own ideals or our own outline of what a relationship should be. And we don't freaking know what people are going through. For all we know, Nia Long probably chilling. She probably got her side too. We saw the same thing with Will Smith and the whole August Alsina situation. The inappropriateness that we saw out of it wasn't so much that it happened. It's more so like, why did it happen with this person? So No Way Out T said she already agreed to the terms behind the scenes, so she's playing the game. She just happened to catch a foul. Facts. That's how I look at it. Like, yo, bro, like now it's just looking a little crazy. I gotta kind of say things a certain kind of way. But you think I would really date? Well, first of all, I would not date an NBA player. Like, you could be the bro, the homie. I wouldn't date any professional athlete. Like, no. But if I was so-called dating or seeing the person, it would be a complete, like, I feel like this is hypothetical because I hate everybody. It'd be like an understanding. Like, it'd be something like that, but it would not be me like, oh my God, I love him. He's so wonderful. My monogamous person or whatever. Oh, hell no. Fuck out of here. Anyway, let me play this Stephen A clip. And we're like, listen, I'm a sass speaking facts. Like, this shit happens, guys. Like, let's not act like this shit don't fucking happen. Inappropriate things happen in the workplace all the time. So I understand where he's coming from, because he's more like, yo, my issue is like, yo, y'all went hard for Ime, but y'all ain't go hard when so-and-so was banging so-and-so. I get it. But it doesn't matter now, because now, you know what? We know what we know, and this is what it is. And my thing is just like, control your fucking genitals. Control them. I mean, you have this amazing opportunity. And again, I'm not dragging Nia along into this. I'm just talking about the opportunity that you have here. And you fucking blow it over some pussy? Guys, I had to pour a drink, because this shit is getting real nuts and wild right here. I said, child, the water I be drinking, I'm talking about 80 hours cold, my brother. This is like my pride and joy. 80 hours cold, bro. And I will drink like 3 or 4 of these a day. So it's not about the 80 hours. It's about the value. Anyway. Yeah, Lovely Lotus said, that's funny, unfair, really. What's done in the dark will come to light. No one is innocent. Nobody's innocent. I'm not even saying that I'm innocent. We've all done crazy things in our lives. We're imperfect. We're people. People do wild stuff all the time. I do wild stuff all the time. Like, who cares? Like, I'm not saying who cares. There are consequences to action, but it's like, this is not breaking news. When I say who cares, it's like, this is not breaking news. This is something that happened because, well, let's get into this real quick, okay, guys? Because there's a lot of scandal involved, right, too. So I think people are now wondering, well, who's the interim coach then? If, like, the Celtics won't have Ime, who the freak will they have? Who is going to coach my favorite light-skinned person of all time, who is Jason Tatum? But no, I'm not going to say that, because Sarunas Jackson is my favorite light-skinned person too. And Sarunas Jackson is the #1 Panameño of all time. So he's got a lot going on that I value. So Sarunas, I would never take nothing away from you. You are my favorite light-skinned person. That's my bro. Jason Tatum. But then there's also Matt. The light skin right now, the trifecta of dope light skin people is crazy. It is Matt Barnes, the elder statement of light skin people. I fucking love Matt Barnes. I think he's so level-headed and dope. I love him. There's Sarunas Jackson. Could have been a lot of things. He's like, yo, I'm about to come to a theater near you. Jason Tatum. That is the Buckets bro with the lineup. What did I tell you guys? Jason Tatum needs to give. Should I say it out loud? Should I say it out loud? Jason Tatum needs to give Ice Trey his barber's information. Because sometimes the biracial universe does not exchange information in the same way that they should. I think it would be very, very good of you to do that. Give him some information on that to make sure that he can be on your level with that. Because I think Jason Tatum has the strongest lineup in the NBA today. Platon said Jason Tatum got man baby hairs. But look, because now we got more people in here. We got 21 people in here. This is big for me, because again, I'm just here to bring in the information in the audience that I value. People that just want to know the information. We're not chasing nobody, no clout. We are just here from a journalistic standpoint to give information. Again, let me go back to Matt Barnes' statement because I think people missed that. Let me go back to Matt Barnes' statement, and then we'll go from there.
They won't come out and say it, and since I'm a part of the media now, and I try not to be like everyone else, I try to, report and talk with facts and honesty. And I clearly have to say, last night, without knowing all the facts, I spoke on Ime Udoka's defense. And after finding out the facts after I spoke, I erased what I posted because this situation in Boston is deep. It's messy. It's 100 times uglier than any of us thought. And that's why I erased what I said. Some things happened that I can't condone, I can't back. And it's not my place to tell you what happened. If it ends up coming out, it ends up coming out. But that was the reason why I erased my post last night, because after I posted it, I got a call from someone who had all the details, and this shit is deep. So, man, praying for everybody involved. Hope everyone gets through this. And I saw a lot of blogs picked up what I said, even though it was only on my page for like 2 minutes. So hopefully they pick this up too, for me being wrong and jumping out there without the facts. So that's where I'm gonna leave it. God bless, and I hope everyone.
Let's talk about it, guys. Let's discuss. Because again, a lot of these blogs, they just jump on the hot thing, the crazy exact. Drew, I'm not praying for everybody involved. I'm not going to pretend like I'm praying for everybody involved. I'm not praying for everybody involved. Why the fuck would I pray for Ime? He was getting strange. He was telling the greatest prayer. I'm praying for him for. Fuck out of here. I'm not praying for Ime. What am I praying for? Let's pray for happiness. Let's pray for solace, peace. Pray for things that we value. So Lovely Lotus said, what did Matt post on Twitter? That was Matt from his Instagram live, because what he had posted at first was, it just looks wonky at first. Like, yo, we really we already know how people get down. Like, it's work. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain people at work, they can't control themselves. I'm telling y'all guys to this day, I'm going to tell you guys an exclusive. Even if I worked with Kevin Durant, I would never cross that boundary or that line. And y'all know how I feel about Kevin Durant. I would never do that. Like, you guys just have to control your genitals. Like, it's stupidness. More Worship said, you can pray for that brother's strength. He made a bad decision. I'm not praying for that. Why would I pray for that? And also, it's like, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I am not the kind of person that, I don't come from some moralistic place where I feel like I don't judge anybody. My friends are from all walks of life. And I don't feel like this is one of those things where it's like, oh my God, he did a bad thing. He cheated on his fiance. I don't know. Maybe for all we know, that's above board and that's dope and that's what they do. My thing is more so stop putting yourself in situations where things can be compromised. I know More Worship. You said none of us are infallible. I agree with that. I don't pretend to be, again, I take accountability for my bullshit and I don't pretend to be a perfect person. That's the problem with a lot of people. That's where people usually fail, is they pretend to be perfect. I don't pretend to be perfect. I know I'm a work in progress. We're always working in progress. If you cannot wake up every day and feel like, yo, listen, I learned something today, something wrong with you. Platon, you go. Whoa. Platon earlier, he was going to pray for everybody. Platon always leads with a prayer and closes with a prayer. And I don't know where it comes from. Godless. But this is, if this is the one time where Platon is not praying for us, guys, we are in some deep fucking shit. We are messed up. If Platon will pray for you, we are some deep shit. Yeah, guys, but I don't know. So anyway, okay, let's just go back to I guess what I think the meat and potatoes of this all is the Nia Long dynamic. And people are like, well, why would he cheat on Nia Long? First of all, for many, many years, shout out to my bro, DJ Shinobi Shaw. I have been fake Trini. I've been accepted as a fake honorary Trini in Brooklyn for many years. So my roots are with Trinidad. And if you look at the Trini flag and the Tanzania flag are the same. They just kind of flipped they flipped a different way. So I am an honorary Trini. Shout out to Foxy Brown. Shout out to Nia Long. Platon said, I'll pray for people, not their genitals. And there's a weird thing, guys. Like, also, like, you notice how, like, and I don't know if it's generational or what it is, but like, there's a weird thing when people are like, and we're gonna get to the doxing of the women later, but like, now y'all trying to like downplay Nia Long. Nia Long is arguably one of the baddest women we've ever seen in our lives. Stop playing, y'all. Like, no, like, oh well, you know, she's 50. Nia Long at 50 is not the Applebee's 50 I see when I'm at Restoration Plaza getting specials. I ain't never seen nobody up in there, no city workers that 50 look like Nia Long. Stop playing. Don't act like that lady is not baddie. Pieces and praises, Gold Crown, I Speak G. Thank you for coming in and joining us. People talking crazy. Is there anybody here who did not see any of the clips that I played? I obviously. Oh, before. Oh, no. It gets spicier than that, guys. Now we just playing games. Now we just talking stupid. Let me go ahead and show you guys something. So first of all, so obviously the question for somebody that actually plays or watches basketball is, okay, so Ime Udoka is gone. Who up next? What's happening? So let me get to this. Hold on, give me a second. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry for the delay, guys. You know, I'm my own woman up in here. So the interim coach is Joe Mazzulla. Joe Mazzulla is via ESPN. This is just, and I'm about to get some other things, guys. This is why I'm doing this way. I'm about to get some other things. Joe Mazzulla, I'm sorry, guys, and sometimes my pronunciation may be off, but I'm a product of my environment, so I apologize if I said the name wrong, but it is what it is. Who is Joe Mazzulla? This is via ESPN. Interim head coach of the Boston Celtics, Mazzulla, 34, is the youngest head coach to take over a team that reached the NBA Finals the prior season since Lawrence Frank in 2003-04, per ESPN stats and information research. That year, Frank took over mid-season when the New Jersey Nets, you know how to back in the day, who made the finals the prior 2 seasons, fired head coach Byron Scott. As you all know, if you have been here long enough, I have a Brooklyn Nets tattoo. This predates my love for KD because me and KD, we're synchronized. We're Libras. I was a Brooklyn Nets fan first. No, but I've always been a KD fan. So that's different. I'll never let you guys talk bad about him. Anyways, yeah, so that's Joe Mazzulla, but it's some spiciness to the Joe Mazzulla storyline too, that has made people feel like, well, why are we doing this, right? So this is from Sports Illustrated. Actually, let me make sure I'm getting this. Sources said. This from Sports Illustrated. It says Celtics believe in Joe Mazzulla and how his domestic battery arrest has since shaped him. So the narrative now is that, like, okay, guys, we know he caught a couple of charges, but yo, he didn't change. The bro is the bro. So there's a redemption story. There's a redemption arc here. And I would just like to know people's opinions. Like, do you think that people can be redeemed when they've done certain, they've acted poorly, or they've done things that, we feel is out of line in terms of like the flavor or the conventions of our society, right? So I'm gonna again, it's just I'm just reading the facts. This is what's been put out there, and this is a top story, and it's from Sports Illustrated. In 2009, while starring at West Virginia, now Celtics interim head coach Joe Mazzulla was arrested for domestic battery for allegedly grabbing a woman by the neck at a bar. The year before, he was charged with underage drinking and fighting with police at a Pittsburgh Pirates game. I don't think that like somebody underage drinking like automatically paints them a monster, but I do think about the decisions that we make in life and like how do we get to that point, right? So like the idea that was arrested for domestic battery for allegedly grabbing a woman by the neck at the bar, is that a result of him drinking? Because alcohol does a lot of things for different people. Me, I will drink my ass off. All I'm gonna do is tell you how much I love you and how amazing you are, and I'm gonna like, because I'm like automatically like I come from a sales background. So I'm gonna tell you everything you can monetize. Like, dude, you could totally like, you got the best XYZ, like let's just make money out of it, blah, blah, things like that, right? So I'm gonna just like, amplify the best of you. That's why I'm such a freaking magnet for narcissistic people. That's another discussion, guys. But it's like, because I don't really focus on myself, I focus on amplifying others, and I derive great joy in finding the beauty in other people. And I'm not talking about like, I don't want to talk all that nonsense, that jargon that we see online where it goes like, oh, the empaths and the narcissists. I'm not talking about that. Let's get into the chat. What's going on here? Okay. Woman. Okay, first of all, Gold Crown, I speak G. The woman shit, I don't talk like that. So like when you motherfuckers hop in my fucking when you hop in my DMs or my text messages, talk about Grand Rising Queen, not gonna get an answer. Although shout out to Waka Flocka, that's the bro too. And he did say Grand. He's a dope brother though. He's evolving and he's like honest about it. So that's cool. Platon said this is all Isaiah Thomasy to me. Like the bitterness of it all. Where are we going with the Isaiah Thomas? Because I know why I think of Isaiah Thomas. What are you thinking about? Tracy said they weren't married, so he's a bachelor, so he's free to be with another woman if he feels like it. I mean, Tracy, you know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. I kind of feel the same way. It's not popular. I don't think we're coming off great in saying that, but it's like literally like in the census, like if like in the census, and I'm not saying that to say like it's the governing board of like how we should feel about ourselves, but it's like shit. If you motherfuckers ain't married, you single. So it's like you got to just move accordingly. I was a little extra on the woo. What you mean, Gold Crown? I don't even know what that means. You gonna start rapping? Oh, I'm gonna start. Let me tell you guys something. I want to while I have a captive audience, I want to correct a D Train lyric. I've done this on Instagram, and I do this at karaoke. I'm a huge karaoke connoisseur, and I want to speak my truth, which is your truth, but I feel like a lot of you guys are just like you're not really there yet. So you guys there yet? Hold on a second. Let me just drink a little more water. Because I did have a couple of swigs of wine. I don't like drinking like live. I think that's so, you never know what's going to go. So listen to this real quick. I'm going to sing this for you guys. Bust a nut on a cloud. Shout out loud. You're the one for me. Bust a nut. Exactly. That's what you're going to get from me, guys. That's it for today. Gold Crown, I speak G. Yeah, you can start rapping if you want to. We're going to incorporate Bust a Nut into that. No Way Out, he said, it's a part of this whole new age love theme. I love you, but I can start hump another. But No Way Out, T, that's what I'm saying. It's not new age. That's how people have been since time immemorial. People are just not, a lot of people are non-monogamous, and they don't want to be real with themselves. Like if you're, and I'm not talking to you, I'm not calling you out, but if you're the kind of person where it's like you're going through phones and like, oh, who's this bitch? And you're calling people up. I've had people call me up where I literally was like linking up with a personal trainer, like, yo, bro, like work me out. Like I'm gonna pay your ass. The girl calls, who is this? Who are you? I seen you in his phone. What the you talking about? You think I wanted to like, that's not even what this was about. Like, why are you on my phone? But from that interaction, you could tell that person was just trying to get you out the way. They weren't trying to get out the way. They weren't trying to make a way. And they weren't trying to like, set you up with some pillows and blankets and sheets. Y'all gotta stop doing that. Y'all gotta stop pretending like You are individuals looking for monogamous situations when you're just as trashy and involved and entangled as everybody else. Who else has a question? Let me just go look through here. Somebody said, more worship said Nia Long, Jada is a garden tool. More worship, I don't even necessarily agree with that. We don't know what their arrangement is. Like, so that's what I say, like, and again, it keeps coming up. Oh, well, you know, LeBron and Savannah, or Beyonce and Jay-Z. We don't know what these people do in their relationship. So that everybody just takes such liberties, acting like some people are trash and blah, blah. You don't know. A lot of times too, like people might have like open relationships where it's more like, yo, just have a little discretion. If I'm gonna be the main, don't make me look crazy or don't mess with a bird. I've seen many people like that. I'm not in a relationship with anybody, guys. I'm, you know, I think that you all are fucking crazy. So I have to protect my mental health, my environment. And I mace on demand. I mace people. I'm like, yo, you're just too close. You're gonna get maced. I'll give a warning. You're about to get maced. So I'm on that type of time. What is it saying? It's a part of this whole. Okay, no. Okay. So that's it. I mean, I guess y'all listen. If there's nothing else, I'll go ahead and head out. But I will again. I think it's important to once again state what Matt Barnes said, because again, Matt Barnes, when he talks, he's not a showy person. So when he says something, it's worth listening because he's not trying to be the loudest person in the news. Okay, Platon said, is Nia Long available or not? Let me tell you something, Platon. This is the reason why I probably, in her case, might hurt a little bit more. I don't know what the situation is, but you know, I mean, these people have kids. They have a kid together, and to the extent that I think they've been together for like a decade, and she has a kid before that, so maybe maybe the dynamic is that he's a stepdad, so that hurts everybody involved. So you can't keep your dick in your pants because you're going to work and fucking people. That's just so. Listen, let me tell you something too. Like, and I think this is also part of the problem too. I think that a lot of people, like especially people like this, like athletes on this particular level, athletes, elite persons of a certain stature, things like that. I don't think most people would have a problem with understanding that, like, if I'm gonna date so and so, that will come with certain conditions where, like, okay, listen, they might just bang some strange every once in a while. Obviously, somebody like Ime can't go to Chili's and just pick up some chick at the bar. Although maybe Ime can now, because a lot of y'all don't really watch basketball like that, so y'all don't recognize some of these people. But, you know, like, it would not be advised for Ime to go to like a bar and just pick up some chick at Applebee's. What he can do though is just get a freaking escort. I do not shame people that are sex workers. I'm not that person. Get an escort, pay somebody, get your rocks off. I think a lot of times, and I think that's why a lot of people, like, they stay in relationships that probably have outlasted like whatever the best thing was, where like the peak was there. Now we're down, the downturn, is because of that emotional connection, or something is in there, right? It's like family, emotion, whatever that is. Make it transactional. I say this all the time. Elite athletes, entertainers, whoever, start with the escorts. Leave the rest of us alone. If you're not ready for a relationship, don't be in one. Not a big deal. Stop treating people like possessions. Like, that's weird. It's unnecessary. That's arrogance. You know why I never fucked with famous people, to be honest with you guys? I always said to myself, like, I don't want to be that person that's like messing with somebody who's like hot in 2022, right? And then I got my baby daddy is like the one hit wonder from 2022, and it's like 2035, and it's like, oh really? Like, that's what I think a lot of random things out. I always felt the same way too about like addictions. And that's why I never smoked cigarettes. I was like, yo, cigarettes, them shits be costing like $15 a pack. And when I want something, I go get it. I'm a go getter. I'm a getter. What if I'm a 2-pack a day person? Do we know this? now I'm out here spending $30 a fucking day on Newports. No Reality said the junkie pox is floating around, so keep your same 3 sex partners out there. I mean, honestly, like that's not even funny. Like that's straight up facts. I think that like if you're just somebody that like has different partners, just do that. Platon said you got to pick them up from the show they did at the mall. All right, guys, I think that's it. I just wanted to bring some sort of clarity to this conversation, and just also not just make it seem like it was just only and solely about, oh my God, this man is being attacked because he's black. Well, he's being attacked because he's a dirty dick nigga working at his job, fucking everybody. That's all it is. And then look. Here's the main scandal that I think it is, guys. This is the real tea that I think. If we're gonna go there allegedly, here's what I think. I believe, because you know Ime, that's a Niger boy, right? That's a Niger boy. But all those women you guys doxed and embarrassed and involved in this scandal that have nothing to do with this, that were just trying to live their lives and go home to their families and their children and their husbands, and their own husbands, they ain't nothing to do with this. They was black. The situation with Ime seems to me, allegedly, he might have been messing with a white girl on staff. And that white girl he was messing with, because y'all want to go and overturn Roe versus Wade, don't know who the baby daddy is. So now we're sitting here, once the organization became aware of it, they became aware in like what, June, July, right? They already know what's going on. Whose baby is it? And is that baby gonna be brown? You know, mixed folks, they give you a mixed bag. Because I have mixed people in my family too. I got mixed people in my family that's like, they are, let's just say, light skinned. Like, all y'all want to, you know, I question people's motivations all the time. So y'all sitting here having kids, you know, you trying to like get Meghan Markle's out of the situation. I'll tell you what, baby gonna look like Meghan Markle in the face and the complexion, gonna have hair like Florida Evans. I'm just saying, I'll make this stuff up. Nappy headed ginger. You was out here trying to hate on black people. They gave you a light skinned ginger 4C baby. God bless them babies. I think all babies are beautiful. Nobody is ugly. But you didn't get what you wanted. Tried to make a designer child. Anyways, let's see what happens, guys. I think this is about to be freaking messy as hell. I will close this out and, you know, just talk amongst yourselves. Had a good time. Later. Thanks for checking out the Unhinged Podcast with Koku Puff and Drew Breez. If you like what you see, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell.